The Secrets of Life with Suvas Agam.
नमस्कार समादरणीय दर्शकवृन्द, स्वधर्म टिभीको प्रस्तुति कार्यक्रम द सिक्रेट्स अफ लाइफको यो नवीन अङ्कमा हजुरलाई स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। आजको कार्यक्रम निकै विशेष छ किनभने आज हामीले सुफी परम्पराको बारेमा कुरा गर्दैछौँ एकजना सुफी सन्तसँग बसेर र यो प्रसङ्ग जुराइदिने गुरुमा राधिकाजी पनि हामी साथै हुनुहुन्छ, अमेरिकाबाट जोडिनु भएको छ। आउनुहोस् माझीलाई र किरण राणाजीलाई पनि कार्यक्रममा स्वागत गरौँ। कार्यक्रममा स्वागत छ हजुरलाई। नमस्कार एन्ड वेलकम टु द शो। थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच फर जोइनिङ टु दिस शो। आइ एम रियली अनर्ड। माझी पहिला हजुरसँग नै कुरा गरौँ। गुरुमा, हजुरले कसरी चाहिँ भाव भयो हजुरलाई यो कार्यक्रममा उहाँलाई जोड्नको निम्ति? हजुरलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। हजुरको कारणले हामी जोडिएका छौँ। हजुरले पहिला केही भन्नुहोस्, त्यसपछि हामी संवादमा जोडिन्छौँ।
धन्यवाद सुभाष बाबु। सुभाष बाबुको काम देखेर मलाई असाध्यै गर्व लाग्छ। किरणजीलाई मैले बताइरहेको थिएँ, एउटा युवा यत्रो सङ्घर्षको बावजुद आफ्नो व्यक्तिगत जीवनदेखि पर उठेर एउटा संसारमा भएका दिव्य आत्माहरूलाई एउटा स्क्रिनको फ्रेमभित्र ल्याएर जो नवीनतम साधकहरू छन्, जो गहन साधना गर्ने साधकहरू छन्, उनीहरूले आफ्नो मार्ग स्वयंले छाड्न सक्ने एउटा वातावरण तयार गरिरहेका छन् र यस्तो अवसर किन चुकाउने? किरणजीले पनि यति ठुलो काम गरिरहनु भएको छ, संसारलाई जोड्ने काम, अध्यात्मको मार्गमा अग्रसर गराउने काम गरिरहनु भएको छ। त्यति मात्रै होइन, उहाँले चाहिँ यहाँ सुफी सङ्गीतको लागि स्कुल पनि खोल्न खोजिरहनु भएको रहेछ कि वो सबै कुराले मलाई चाहिँ सुभाषसँग एकचोटि जोडिदिन पाए हुन्थ्यो। सुभाषको लागि पनि र हामी सबैको लागि एउटा अवसरको कुरा हो कि आफूले जानेको कुरा भन्दा पनि अरू कुराहरू संसारमा कति दिव्य कुराहरू छन्, त्यो कुराहरू अनुसरण गर्न सक्यो भने एउटा मान्छे पूर्ण बन्न सक्छ। र उहाँसँग जुन भेट्दाखेरि मलाई जुन एउटा अलौकिक आनन्दको अनुभूति हुन्छ, त्यो सबैलाई प्राप्त होस् भनेर मैले सुभाष बाबुलाई छानेको हो, किनभने सुभाष बाबुमा त्यो गुणवत्ता मैले देखेको।
धेरै धेरै धन्यवादमा हजुरले यो कृपा गरेर आज एउटा सन्तसँग जोडिदिनु भएको छ। र मलाई सबैभन्दा ठुलो कुरा र खुसीको कुरा के लाग्दैछ भने दिस इज फर्स्ट टाइम, इट वाज अलवेज माई ड्रिम टु टक टु सम सुफी सेन्ट। इन फ्याक्ट yesterday I was in Darbar Marg. There is one mosque and I frequently visit there to buy some dates and this itra, and I was there and a sudden thought came in my mind that it would be so nice to talk to some saint, some Sufi, and here today we are talking together. I'm really honored to have you. गुरुमा, हजुरलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद हजुरले उहाँसँग जोडिदिनु भएकोमा। अब हामी उहाँसँग संवादमा जोडिन्छौँ र हजुरले अमेरिकामा लामो यात्रा गर्नुभयो। हजुरको जुन आध्यात्मिक यात्रा छ, धेरै नेपालीहरूलाई, जुन नेपाली विदेशी सबैजनालाई जुन प्रेम बाँडिरहनु भएको छ, त्यो यात्राको बारेमा हजुर नेपाल फर्किसकेपछि एउटा अलग्गै अन्तर्वार्ता गर्नेछौँ। हजुरलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। केही भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ अन्तमा हाम्रो कार्यक्रमका दर्शकलाई? त्यसपछि हजुरसँग ओझेल भएर म उहाँसँग कुरा गर्नेछु।
सम्पूर्ण श्रोताहरूलाई म हृदयदेखि नमन नमन शिवाय वन्दना अर्पण गर्न चाहन्छु। सुभाष बाबुको जुन कार्य छ यो अत्यन्त सराहनीय कार्य छ र हामी सबैले उहाँको जुन कार्य छ त्यो कार्यको लागि सकेको के सहयोग गर्न सक्छौँ त्यो सहयोग गर्नु हुन म हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु। किनभनेदेखि तपाईँको जुन ऊर्जा छ यो ऊर्जा अझ माथि जाओस्, यसमा कुनै विघ्न बाधा नआओस्। सबैसँग मैले चाहिँ यही आग्रह गरेँ। अहिले मैले धेरै कुरा बोल्न चाहिनँ। किरणजी र सुभाषजीलाई जोड्ने अवसर मिलाइदिने उनी परमात्माप्रति म कोटि कोटि नमन अर्पण गर्दै यहाँबाट उजेल हुन्छु। ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय। नमस्कार। Okay, so now we are talking. So could you come to the middle? Yes. Before we start the conversation, I'm thinking to sing a small Sufi song for you. It's not Sufi song really, just a kid playing with harmonium. I will play that for you, and then we'll start the talk. कागा सब तन खायो मेरा चुन चुन खइयो मास दो नैना मत खाइयो मोहे पिया मिलन की आस ओ लाली मेरी लाल की जित देखो तित लाल लाली देखन मैं गयो मैं भी हो ओ छाप तिलक सब छीन रे मोस नैना मिलई के हो छप तिलक सब छीन रे मोस नैना मिलई के हो गोरी गोरी भैया हरी हरी चूड़िया हरी हरी चूड़िया बाह पकड़ धर दी नीरे मोस नैना मिले के हो छप तिलक सब छे नीरे मोस नैना मिले के हो. It was just a tribute for you. I just wanted to play something. I'm really honored.
Wonderful.
I'm really happy to have you. It's really great honor to have you in our show. I would love to explain to my audience that Mr. Kiran Rana, as we called Murshid, Kiran Rana, is basically from India, from Kashmir, and in the search of self, he went to West, and now he is settled in America, and is teaching, preaching, singing Sufism. And today we are here. We will be talking more with him. So Kiranji, I'm really happy. I don't know where to start. For the first time, we have a Sufi saint in our show. What are the first words that you would like to say?
Well, this is very sweet. It's wonderful to be with you, Suvas. Thank you so much for the opportunity and the chance to speak to people in Nepal about our tradition. The first thing that occurs to me to say to you is that I am not a saint. I am an ordinary person who has walked on the Sufi path for 45 years. I am finding my way still. I have walked a little more than some people, so I offer guidance, simple guidance, to other people who want to walk on this path. But I am no saint. I am an ordinary, loving, caring, struggling human being.
Wow, okay. So let's start from your journey, how you started from Kashmir, India, how you went to West in the search of yourself. How was your childhood? Let's begin from there.
My family was from Punjab.
Okay.
I happened to be born in Kashmir because at that time of the year, my family used to go to a home in Kashmir. I was born 1 year before partition.
Oh, really?
After partition, yes. the partition, my family moved to India. They were Sikh, my family.
Okay.
And my father was in the army. So he was involved in different actions, military actions. Immediately after partition, he was involved in an action in the Kashmir area near Baramulla, where I was born. Because he was in the army, we moved around from different towns. I also had my Nana, my mother's parents' home in Delhi. I lived there quite a lot also. So in my grandparents' home, we had a joint family. And with my parents, we were what in the West is called a nuclear family. My parents, my sister, and me. It was later in life that I became dissatisfied with my life, with myself, with my society, with the rules and conditions. Two things that made me very unhappy as a human being in India. One was the position of women. I did not appreciate that women were suppressed, that they were treated as second-tier human beings, and that men were put on a higher position than women, which is nonsense. I also did not appreciate the position of servants. There is a tendency in India to treat servants again as though they are second-class people. And yet they are doing everything to make other people's life comfortable. That is true seva.
Yes.
That is the real seva. We should be serving them. So these were things that made me unhappy. My impression was that the West is free of this kind of social behavior. And at a certain point, after I had graduated from studies, after I had worked for 3 years in a corporation, I decided to leave India and travel to the West. I traveled overland for 1 year, and then I eventually, after 1 year, came to England. And in England, I met my Sufi teacher. I decided within one conversation that I wanted to stay with him and learn more. And I lived with him for 7 years. 1.5 years in England, 5.5 years in Holland, the Netherlands. And then after that, one day, after I had been with him for 7 years, he looked at me and he said, "You are still here?" I said, "Of course. I'm your assistant. I do this for you. I do that for you." He said, "Oh, really? So you think I need you?"
Oh.
So obviously, all my built-up self-importance just vanished. I said, "What do you want me to do?" He said, "Go. Go. Where do you want to go?" I said, "I want to go to the US." He said, "Go." So then we made plans and I came to the United States in 1981. I had been with him from 1974 to 1981. And then in the United States, I made my way. After 1.5 years, I met my beloved, who is now my wife. And we lived in the town in Southern California. We lived in a town for 10 years. And then we moved to Northern California near San Francisco. And we have been here since 1991, 92. So very happy here. My teacher started a small Sufi order called the Sufi Way.
Okay.
I have been part of the Sufi Way then since 1974. And as I say, we are a small order. We are in the lineage of a great teacher called Sufi Inayat Khan.
Okay.
Murshid Inayat Khan was a musician and a Sufi from Baroda, India, who came to the West. And he created what we now call universal Sufism.
Okay.
Do you have another question, or should I go on?
No, please go on.
Okay. So in universal Sufism, Suvasji, Murshid Inayat stated very simply that Sufism is an understanding. It is a wisdom that has always existed. It exists in every human. It exists in every tradition. It is at the heart of every religion. It is a traveling understanding of the truth of life. What I mean by traveling understanding is that the truth changes. It is never the same. That is why when people say, I will tell you the truth has already moved on.
Yes.
Truth has left them behind. So Sufism as an understanding, it has two very strong currents. One is the theme or the current of love, and the other is the current of change. My teacher had a beautiful saying. He said, Sufism has always changed. That is how it has remained the same.
Okay. How beautiful. Wow. Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask that as we are talking about Sufism already, though who are new, especially, mostly we talk always with Indian masters about Sanatan Dharma mostly. So they are not much familiar, probably few are familiar. So let's go more into the basics of Sufism. What is the basic thing that we identifies Sufism from other paths?
In the common understanding, in the usual understanding, Sufism is considered to be the mystical side of Islam. It is commonly connected with Islam.
Right.
It is supposed to have originated within Islam. What I was saying was that Murshid Inayat Khan said it is not part of Islam. It is a wisdom that has existed along with human existence right from the beginning. There were Christian Sufis before there were Islamic Sufis. There were Pythagorean Sufis in the Greek tradition before there were Christian Sufis. There were Egyptian Sufis before there were Greek Sufis, etc., etc. This is a universal wisdom that is part of the human inheritance. But after the advent and the life and message of Prophet Muhammad, there arose within Islam a very powerful wave of Sufism, a very powerful embodiment and presentation, understanding of Sufism. There were teachers of amazing wisdom and great depth who brought a lot of opening, a lot of awakening, a lot of understanding within the Islamic empire, within Islamic traditions. These are names that are memorable today. These are great teachers of their time. Now we feel that there is no disrespect in our hearts, no reduction of our veneration of this great tradition and teachers, but we feel Sufism is a universal heritage. It belongs to the world. It doesn't belong to any one faith tradition. We can say the same thing about Buddhism. Buddhism has gone beyond. Right. It is a universal heritage. We can say the same thing about yoga. there is as much dedication to yoga in the West as there is in India.
Right.
We may feel in India or Nepal that we have some kind of a special hold on yoga and a special understanding, but I can tell you, there are yogis in the West who are amazingly dedicated,
Right.
who are amazingly deep and accomplished and awake.
Okay.
So, I mean, there are great names in Islamic Sufism. There is, of course, the great and very popular poet and saint Maulana Rumi. There is, he was called Sheikh Al-Akbar Ibn Arabi, who was one of the great scholars and teachers of the time. He started in Spain. That's where he was born. And then he traveled across North Africa, and he eventually died in Damascus in Syria. But he was one of the most profound scholars and teachers of the Sufi tradition.
Okay.
They were the earlier scholars and teachers of Sufism. There's the great female saint, Rabia.
Right.
Now, the great, amazing thing about Rabia that people don't maybe appreciate is that she changed the entire face of Sufism. Before that, people's understanding was that the divine, God, Allah, is to be feared because of Judgment Day. And so we have to give respect to Allah, and we have to bow to Allah, and we have to be afraid of Allah's judgment of us when we pass. And Rabia said this is nonsense. The divine created us out of love. So our proper response and relationship with the divine is to love. And to be near the divine. So in Sufi terminology, nearness is called qurbat. And the desire of every Sufi, you could say, and really if you think about it, the desire of every human being is to be nearer to the one. Get nearer to the one. You can find that theme of wanting to be near in every religion. There are spirituals in Christianity, in gospel music, that nearer my God to thee. That's the name and the line of a beautiful spiritual. This qurbat is what every human being desires. This was one of the main themes of early Sufi teaching. And it is Rabia who opened people's eyes and said, we are not here to be afraid of God. Yes, respect, of course.
Yeah.
But love is the most important.
Wow, lovely. What are the basic practice one does after getting initiated in this tradition? Is there initiation program, or how one gets into it?
Generally, Sufism is a collection, is framed or taught or transmitted within a collection of different orders. It is like a tree. You know, there is an original Sufi teacher, and then he has different initiates or students. Some of them become teachers themselves. They become branches of the tree. Then they have teachers themselves, become branches of a bigger tree, and the tree grows like that. So starting in about 800 and something, there began to be these branches, and they grew into orders and super orders. And the four big orders in early Sufism were the Kadiri, the Surawardi, the Naqshbandi, and the Chishti. The Chishti and the Kadiri were the ones that were most prevalent in Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and South Asia in general. In particular, the Chishti order embraced music.
Okay.
And they picked up the tradition of Qawwali, which you sang so beautifully, Chap Tilak Sabchini. This Chap Tilak was a composition of Hazrat Amir Khusro, who was the devout disciple of a great Chishti teacher, Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia. So, the Chishti became the largest order in India. And the thing is that these orders are not homogeneous. They don't have only one way of doing things or only one way of communicating. But in general, Chishti was known for being open to other people of other faiths.
Okay.
One of the reasons they embraced music was because they said, India is a land of music.
Right.
If you want to reach your fellow human beings in India, you have to be open to music. You have to bring them in with music.
Right.
And then the other thing was that they would preach and teach to people of any faith. They accepted them into their congregations, into their gatherings without discrimination. That was another very beautiful aspect and one of the reasons why Chishtiya was powerful and welcome in India. In terms of practices of different Sufi orders, they change. One common practice that you will find in almost every Sufi order is something called zikr.
Zikr.
Zikr. Zikr literally means remembering. Zikr karna,
Zikr
to remember.
Yes. You talk about someone.
Zikr is simple, constant repetition of the one.
Right.
It is, you have mantra, which is repetition.
Exactly.
In Sufism, similar to mantra, you have something called vazifa. Whereas zikr is a generally personal repetition and alignment toward the one. Vazifa is given by a teacher to a student for developing or connecting to or healing something in them. And it is generally aligned. And the teacher may say repeat it so many times, or they may say repeat it 5 times in the day or 7 times in the day, whatever. So Vazifa is given a little bit like mantra. There is a practice called fikr, which is repetition on the breath. So it is with the breath. On the in-breath, you say this. On the out-breath, you say that. These are common practices. There are also the practice of meditation. Different kinds of meditation taught by different teachers. But again, I would say the most common aspect through different Sufi orders around the world is some kind of zikr. Now, the most common zikr, or the most common repetition, is the first part of a very familiar phrase within Islam, which is La ilaha illallah.
Right.
This is often interpreted to say there is no God but Allah.
Right.
But that is a simplistic representation of it. What this line is actually saying is nothing is real but the one.
Right.
This is the very same understanding that is at the heart of all non-dual traditions.
Right. No.
All great non-dual teachers are basically saying the same thing. You are not real. This world is not real. The cosmos, however beautiful and magnificent it is not real. One thing is real, that is the ultimate consciousness, the one. That is what that line means. La ilaha, nothing is real but Allah. What is Allah? Allah is the unitary consciousness of everything. The creator, however you visualize or interpret or approach or believe or experience the one.
Would you like to put more on this zikr? Because what is interesting is that it is kind of I'm feeling that it is joining to our many tradition, as we also in Sanatan Dharma especially we use a word called sumiran. And in Punjabi also sumir is the word used by Sikh practitioners, and sumiran is the tradition word we use. And even as you say in fikr that you inhale and do something and exhale and do something, that is the practice that we do in Buddhism also. Even in soham, soham is also the practice we do exactly like that. So when you were saying that, I was surprised that there is no difference. Everyone is doing same thing in different way. Such a nice thing.
So what are the elements? There is our breath.
Right.
Our breath is a connection with the material world and the connection with the immaterial, non-material world. With our breath, we take in air. We also take in immaterial energy. We take in transcendence.
Yes.
So much is carried on the breath, so much is talked about the breath. Then another thing is Naam, the name.
Right.
The sound of the name develops a quality in one's being that begins to open to the name. That is also a common feature of so many faith traditions and practices. Whether they are indigenous practices, whether they are sophisticated practices, whether they are unsophisticated practices, we are taking the name of that which is important to us. Whether we worship a snake, whether we worship a tree, whether we worship flowers, whether we worship the television, we are taking a name.
Right.
And we are trying to make ourselves one with something, to understand it deeply and profoundly.
Definitely.
And we're doing that in education. So, for example, we do fikr in English. Now, there is an idea that only Sanskrit syllables have the resonance to give you the right sound and awaken your chakras and tune you. Maybe this is true, but it is not everything. I'll give you a very simple fikr. On your in-breath, you say, open my heart. On your out-breath, you say, and let me flow.
Wow.
Open my heart and let me flow. Open my heart and let me flow. What is this flowing? We feel ourselves as contained and even in some ways congealed being. To flow, to become one with what is around us, to become one with other people, with our family, with people we love, and with people we don't love. To become one with the environment, to become one with nature, to become one with our homes. This is flowing. This is recognizing that the energy of life is constantly flowing through us, and we can release our unhappiness and become part of that flow. We can release our focusing and our concentration on our little self and become part of the flow. So this is a fikr. Open my heart and let me flow.
Let me flow.
You walk around all day saying that. You forget you're doing something else, you're talking on the phone, you're writing a beautiful poem, whatever you're doing, it's fine. Then you come back to it and you continue it, and it becomes a current in your life.
Yes, how nice, so nicely you put the philosophy here. Uh, uh, are there more terms, like I have heard Allahu, Allahu, Allahu by Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan? He performed this line in many compositions, and that was also a part of Zikr, isn't it? That is also.
Yes, in fact, we did last night, which is Allahu.
Yeah, and that is also even
Yeah.
even Osho also compiled this Allahu, and he was saying that he compiled the last part of Allahu, and he took this Hu part and connected this that one with dynamic meditation. And even today in dynamic meditation, Osho practitioner do this Hu sound, and they breathe and they jump. And he have juxtaposed, mixed the tradition in the meditation. We come to, yeah.
So Hu is often considered a kind of a sacred syllable, a little bit like Om.
Okay, who?
In the desert tradition, Hu, it's the breath of the divine.
Okay, who? Okay.
So, for example, in Turkey, Sufis will greet each other by saying Hu.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yes. It will, like you just said, oh, wow.
Yeah.
A Sufi in Turkey, or even here, will say, Hu. You say something beautiful, and they will say, Hu.
Wow. Okay.
And when you're saying goodbye at the end of a gathering, you don't say goodbye. Hu.
Who? Oh, wow. Oh, lovely.
And who is a remembrance of the presence of the One. So who is an actual Arabic pronoun for the One. It is the presence of the divine. So everything that we see around us, everything that we feel inside us, everything that we think we know, everything that we think we don't know, it is all Who. It is the One in manifestation and non-manifestation throughout our world and life and being.
Lovely.
So Who is a very profound and beautiful syllable.
Yeah. As I was reading about Sufism, I was reading that especially dhikr or zikr and sama is the two special practices that Sufi do. And would you like to put more light on sama? What is sama? As I read that sama is especially the sitting and practicing and doing something, but please put some light on that.
So, Sama is more found within Chishti congregation and other orders that are open to that style. So the Qadiri, for example, were quite open as an order to Sama. But there are Sufi orders that do not do or do not accept Sama. Sama literally means listening or hearing. And the idea was to have congregations or groups, either large congregations or small congregations guided by a peer or a sheikh, who sit and listen to what recalls for them the beauty, the presence, the memories of the divine, of great teachers, of prophets. Within the Chishti tradition, there was zikr, or dhikr, as you said, and sama, which was kavali. Sama could also simply be sitting and reciting poetry verbally, but generally within the Chishti tradition, sama became listening to kavali.
Okay.
Kavali very simply is the sung recitation of mystical poetry and remembering great teachers, remembering the Prophet Muhammad, remembering the divine. So within Kavali, sweetie, could you keep that little... You could take it out. There was a sort of a sequence. There was hum, which was remembrance and praise of the divine. You know the word Hamdulillah.
Yes, yes.
It's
Alhamdulillah.
praise be.
Yes.
Hamdulillah means praise be to the one.
Okay.
So songs that were called Hamd. Then there was Mankabat, which is praise to great teachers and saints. There is Naat Sharif, which is songs about the life of Prophet Muhammad.
Okay.
So there are beautiful songs about the childhood of Prophet Muhammad, for example.
Oh, really?
How he was,
Wow.
how he was as a baby.
Ah.
His Amma who nursed him. Lovely songs like that. Very human
Okay.
and loving songs. Then there is songs about different aspects of the emotional life of human, like firaq, which is separation, ishq, which is love. One of the main themes of Sufism, as I started out saying, is love.
Right. Love is the key.
The Sufi is that the world is made in love and is made of love. Nothing else is as important. So you have these folk stories and traditions like Laila Majnu. In Punjab you have Heer Ranja, Soni Mahwal. These are stories of love, and these are stories where the love between people breaks the barriers and the rules of religion and society. And why they are so popular is because they show that love is more important than anything else.
Right.
And that is the Sufi message. That is really the Sufi message. I did a program once in which I did 6 sessions called Sufism and the Art of Living. And it went well. So the next year I thought I will do another program, and I called it Sufism and the Art of Loving. And when we started the program, I realized that what I was saying was redundant. It is not Sufism and the art of loving. Sufism is the art of loving.
Wow.
And the art of loving is to be constantly opening our hearts. In Sufism, you have a concept called fana. Fana is the effacing, the gradual wiping away of the selfish self. The self that sees itself, protects itself, tries to obtain things to secure its life, doesn't feel the feelings of others, doesn't register the pain of others. All faith traditions are about opening to the feelings of others. to the pain and suffering of others, to the beauty of everything around us, to what we need to do to harmonize with life around us. This is all love work. And this is all we need. We don't need to sit on a hilltop. We can do it, of course. Happy to do it. Sit on a hill, sit on a tree, sit on a swing, sit on whatever you like to do your contemplation. It's fine. Right. But we don't have to, because life every day, every place we look, it offers us the opportunity to do sadhana. It offers us the opportunity to open our hearts to love more. And in that loving, I believe, and I think Sufism teaches, that in that loving, we come closer to the One than through anything else that we do. Naam is wonderful. Sahaj is wonderful. But love is the real medicine.
Definitely, definitely. So nicely you explain. Really, I'm just falling in love with the conversation. I would love to know more about the dance that we mostly see when we talk about Sufi people. This long hat and turban and this special kind of gown cloth and the way they dance. Would you like to say more on that?
So, in your world, let's say in the world of entertainment, who do you think of immediately when you think of, let's say, film or music? What names come to your mind immediately?
Of course, film means music, dance, romance, beautiful scenery.
But what people's names come to your mind immediately?
Shah Rukh Khan maybe, or maybe Amitabh Bachchan, maybe our Nepali star Raj Samal, actor and actresses.
So it is like that with that dance that you are talking about. They have good publicity. They are not particularly universal. And I will even say they are not all that special. It is one dance out of 1,000 dances that may be found in the human and even in the Sufi vocabulary. However, there is a connection of that particular dance with the great teacher Maulana Rumi. Maulana Rumi had a lightning interaction with a teacher called Shams Tabriz. Shams of Tabriz.
Tabriz, yeah.
When he met Shams Tabriz, something in him was opened that had been immature before. And they developed a fantastically deep and beautiful connection between them. And in their first encounter, Shams opened Maulana Rumi in ways that he had never experienced before. People became jealous of their relationship. Rumi Sahib was a teacher himself. His students and his family became jealous of the relationship with Shams, and they drove Shams away. Rumi was desolate, and he longed for Shams to return. He sent people out to find Shams. Eventually, one of his sons found him in Baghdad and brought him back. In the second interaction between them, it was more they were opening each other. Shams was now also absorbing things from Jalaluddin, whereas before it had been one way. But again, it was a profound and deep friendship, and others were neglected. Jalaluddin neglected his students, he neglected his family, he was completely wrapped up in the relationship with Shams. Again, people became very jealous, and eventually they had Shams killed.
Oh.
Then Jalaluddin was desolate. He was inconsolable. He was deeply, deeply sad. And the way I see it was he began to turn, looking for Shams. Where is he? Where is he? Turning everywhere. And after a while, again, I believe, he began to see he's everywhere. Wherever I look, he is there. In a way, this is emblematic of the relationship that can develop between a chela and a guru, or what we call a Murid and a Murshid, a student and a peer, is that in them, through them, you begin to see and understand things about the divine, about the one. And then, because they are close to you, they are here, then you really miss them if they go away. Because in a way, they are a channel for the light that is always coming from the one. So I believe that he looked for that light, and then he began to see that the light was everywhere. That turning that Rumi did in his private chambers and in his courtyard was captured or understood by his son. And after Rumi passed away, his son made a dance out of that turning.
Okay.
And this turning, his son was obviously very elegant and very inspired dancer. He understood that Rumi was reaching the stars. In his movement, in his dance, he was embracing the cosmos. He was seeing how the world, our lives, all of creation revolves around the one. And that is the symbolic message of that dance. Heaven, earth, we are a connection. We are not the only connection, though some of us like to think we are, but we are one connection. And we acknowledge that by turning in place, like the world is turning all the time. We are all turning around the world.
And I remember Osho introduced this dance practice into his ashram, and we say whirling dance. I think he gave
Yes,
this whirling.
In Turkey, Mevlana taught in Turkey. He lived and taught in Turkey in a town called Konya. So they are often called the whirling dervishes.
Ah, dervishes.
The name of their order is Mevlevi.
Okay.
Mevlevi is the name that they took after Mevlana, which is the Turkish Arabic pronunciation of Maulana.
Okay.
They don't say Maulana, it's Mevlana. And so the order is now called the Mevlevi, popularly referred to as whirling dervishes.
Okay.
Because of this turning dance that they do. But for example, there is another order called the Sufi Ruhaniyat. It is one of the orders that is also connected to Pir Murshid and Agam. They do something called the dances of universal peace. They don't turn in the Mevlevi style, but they do circle dances with different movements that are symbolic and connected. And they do these dances using melodies and phrases from all faith traditions of the world.
Okay.
In English, in Arabic, in Native American languages, they do Buddhist melodies, they may do them in Hawaiian, they may do them in Vietnamese. Many, they have 1,000 dances. They get together in small and big groups in circles, and they do these circle dances, connecting with each other, connecting to the one, connecting with each other, connecting to the divine. Beautiful. And it's called Dances of Universal Peace.
Okay. So you are practicing this tradition for so long. How is the experience so far? How are you feeling? And how is the state of your being today? What do you feel about it? How was the practice so far?
For me, the highest aspiration, the highest thing that I want is to be fully human. I don't look to be perfect in anything. To be perfect is not to be human. I am a vulnerable, fallible, fearful, courageous, mistake-making, not loving, changing, ordinary human being. In my humanness is my bliss. In my vulnerability, in knowing that in any moment, my equanimity, I'm afraid, and hopefully I can deal with that with respect to myself, with respect to my surroundings and the people near and dear to me, with respect to the world, with respect to all creation. That is what I look for. Actually, that is what I hope for. It is not in my hand. We are all guided by a divinity. And the more we can open ourselves to that flow, to that guidance, the more human we are, the more we can be connected to life, the more we can experience joy, happiness, peace, and also pain, struggle, sorrow. These are all part of life. The ability to feel deeply is what is important. Not to control our feelings or push them away, but feel them. Feel them. That is living. Open the heart and let me flow.
Wow. I know you have visited Nepal and you performed in tourism board. Probably Parvati Baul was also there on that concert, I think.
Yes, yes.
Actually, I was really fortunate that time because I was walking on the street of Asan and suddenly I saw Parvati Baul there and I recognized her because I was listening to her before on the internet, and I talked to her. But I'm really feeling bad that I couldn't meet you that time, as you were also there on that stage later on. The perform was there, but I couldn't attend the show. But it is really honorable situation now. I'm really honored that finally I'm talking to you. Maybe someday you will come again to Nepal, and we never know.
I will definitely come. I will definitely come again. I have family in Nepal.
Oh, really?
Radhika, Prakashji, Adi, Adu. This is my family.
Exactly. Lovely. If someone, by listening to this interview, gets more interested to learn and know more about Sufi practice, is there any place in Nepal where someone can go and do this Sufi practice?
They should get in touch with Adi. He is, in his heart, a very good Sufi. He is also a very good Sadhu. He is a wonderful person. And what I said was that he carries within him two traditions. His mother's tradition or tradition. And he is a very good representative of both.
Okay, wow. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking to talk to him someday. Maybe I will talk more.
Yeah. Oh, you should. You should definitely talk to him.
Yeah, I did. I made many interviews with Radhika Guru Ma, but I have never got any opportunity to meet him. I will definitely do that.
And I was also saying that if people want to interact with me directly, they can email me and we can have Zoom conversation.
Okay.
And then when I come to Nepal, we can meet.
Is there any recent plan to come Nepal?
I'm hoping that it will be the other way. Now Guru Rama and Prakashji are here.
Right.
Next, I hope Akriti will come. Sometime I hope Adu will come. But definitely, my wife and I, we want to come to Nepal soon.
Yeah, today,
but at the moment, I can't.
Yes. Yeah, today we are making this virtual interview, but I would love to see you in person, in real, and then we will have more conversation. We'll love to. Hazur Guruma.
आश्रमको उद्घाटन भएको छैन उद्घाटनमा किरणजी आउनुहुन्छ कि
ए हो ए कस्तो राम्रो त्यही त नि उहाँलाई नेपाल लिएर आएर
अहिले मैले सोचेको
एकदमै राम्रो नि एकदमै राम्रो साच्चै उहाँलाई लिएर आउन पाए साह्रै रमाइलो हुन्थ्यो अब त म पनि आउने थिएँ इन्टरभ्यू नै गरेर क्यामेरा बोकेर यो त भर्चुअल इन्टरभ्यू भयो भर्चुअल इन्टरभ्यूमा ठ्याक्कै देखेको जस्तो हुँदैन क्यामेराको क्वालिटी पनि कम हुन्छ इन्टरनेटले गर्दा ठ्याक्कै त्यस्तो फिल हुँदैन साच्चै देखेर अनि उहाँले गाएको पनि सुन्न मन छ उहाँले गाउनुहुन्छ मिठो भएन
हिजो यस्तो राम्रो जिकर भयो यहाँ हैन किरणजी अरु मेरो आफ्नो आफ्नो परम्पराको बारेमा हामीले केही शेयरिङ गर्यौं र यो चाहिँ जिकर गर्नु भएको थियो यस्तो मिठो म अलिकति थोरै पठाउँछु अहिले थोरै रेकर्ड गरेछ अब हाम्रो आश्रमको उद्घाटन भएको छैन 2-4 वटा बस्ने घर बनाइसकेपछि उद्घाटन गर्ने मेरो इच्छा छ अनि त्यो बेलामा त अब किरणजी पार्वती मालाई नि बोलाउला अरूहरु पनि सन्तहरुलाई बोलाउला नेपालका सन्तहरु पनि धेरैजना हुनुहुन्छ खुसी लाग्यो म सुनिरहेको थिएँ यहाँ
है हजुरले उहाँलाई प्रत्यक्ष भेट्नु भएको छ हजुर
बीचमा अनि यहाँ दुईजना कुरा गरिरहँदा मलाई एउटा कुरा याद भयो कि यो समुद्रको पानी आउँछ अनि जान्छ हाम्रो जीवन पनि उद्गमतिर फर्कनको लागि आतुर हुनुपर्ने जसरी यो समुद्रको पानी जस्तै हामी त अड्किराखेका हुँदा रहेछौँ के कुरामा। अहिले यहाँ दुईजना कुरा गर्दा गर्दै मलाई यो अनुभूति भयो बाहिर हेर्दाखेरि
हो नि।
है। त्यस्तै खुसी लाग्यो। यो समुद्र, यो संसार समुद्र हो, यसमा चाहिँ हामी जोडिने हो पानीका बुन्द जस्तै। केही छ किरणजीसँग?
हजुरलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद छ मा। हजुरको कारणले आज एकजना सन्तसँग चाहिँ संवाद गर्ने अवसर मिल्यो। हजुरको अमेरिकाको अनुभव कस्तो भइरहेको छ, थोरै सेयर गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ?
एकदम आनन्द, एकदमै आनन्द। आफूभित्रको आनन्द बाहिर प्रकट हुने त हो नि। आफूभित्र दुःख बोकेर आएको भए दुःख भेटिन्थ्यो होला। नौलो अनुभूति भएको छ। र किरणजी सँगसँगै जेनीजी पनि बहुत माथिको साधक हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँको श्रीमती वाइफ। उहाँसँग दुईजनासँग वार्ता लिने पछि त्यस्तो मिलाउनु।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। अब हाम्रो now we are in touch. I'm thinking to make more interviews. Though online is of course online, it's not like offline. Though in spite of that, we would love to make more interview with you online also. Because we will. This interview was just introductory interview for the Sufism. So in coming days, I would love to go more deep into it. I will not ask many questions. I will just be sitting here listening to you, and you will be explaining more deeper thing of Sufism. हैनमा अझै गहिरा गहिरा कुराहरू मलाई बोल्न दिने र सुनिरहने के त्यस्तो गर्नु मन छ मलाई अझै। किनभने एक घण्टामा के नै कुरा अटाउन सकिन्छ होला र, हैन र?
उहाँको जुन सबलाई समेट्न सक्ने जुन ठुलो बृहत हृदय छ नि, सबलाई स्वीकार गर्न सक्ने त्यो कुराहरू हामीले पनि सिक्न जरुरी छ।
एकदमै एकदमै एकदमै।
हामी एउटा सानो एउटा सम्प्रदायमा लागेर यही सम्प्रदाय नै अल्टिमेट ट्रुथ हो भने जस्तो गर्छौँ। तर आफ्नो आफ्नो परम्परा आफ्नो ठाउँमा छ। अरूको परम्परासँग यति नजिक भएर जोडिएर स्वीकार गरेर त्यसलाई चाहिँ आफ्नासँग जोडिएकालाई हाम्रा परम्परा पनि सुनाउन दिने सौभाग्यको लागि त एउटा ठुलो विराट हृदय चाहिन्छ नि त। नभए त मेरा चेला कि भन्ने मान्छेलाई सधैँ डर भइराखेको हुन्छ। गुरुहरू पनि डरमा हुन्छन् नि।
एकदमै एकदमै। At last, what you, I'm really honored and thank you very much for your this precious time. And would you like to say something to our audience?
I'm very happy to have a chance to talk to you and your friends. I'm very, very grateful to you. I think that messages of how to be in life, how to live fully, how to be happy, they are all important. Who receives them, how they are received is always different. We are all different creatures. But we all pray and work for the happiness, the growth, the well-being, not just of people, but of the whole planet. Our planet is in danger. We need to recognize that. We need to work together to save a species, to save a way of life, if it is worth saving, if it is intended to be saved. And I hope we can come together to do that.
Definitely, definitely. You never know when time comes. Probably soon, very soon, we'll meet and jam. I'm really looking forward to sing with your team. Maybe Allah will arrange the time. Ma हजुरलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद. At last, the name of our show is The Secret of Life. So, would you like to share some secret hidden and that you have found in your life about, the world?
It's hard to say there is one secret, but I will say one word. Find independence. Be the creature, be the growth, be the human flower that you are meant to be from inside. Independent, free, flourishing, not bound by your circumstances, by others' opinions, etc. All of us have an inner freedom that is sacred. Try to find that. Try to honor that. Try to live with that. Do that.
Definitely. This world is so small, and we all are trying our best to make this more beautiful and more better than today and than yesterday. And we will work on that more, and we will work more on ourselves also. We all have to. And this is really a great opportunity to connect many tradition and talk about the one God, one love. And thank you. I'm really thankful to you. Ma हजुरलाई पनि धेरै धन्यवाद. यस्तो अपर्च्युनिटी सधैँ सधैँ आउँदैन हैन, यस्तो दिव्य अपर्च्युनिटी. हजुरहरूको समयको लागि आभारी छु. हजुरको दिन शुभ रहोस्. Have a great day ahead. Thank you very much. हवस् त है, कार्यक्रमबाट बिदा हुन्छु.
Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद छ. धेरै धेरै आशीर्वाद, धेरै धेरै आशीर्वाद. सदा यस्तै कर्म गर्ने शक्ति परमात्माबाट प्राप्ति होस्.
हुन्छ. हस् त. नमस्कार. ओम. अवस्था दर्शकहरू, यो कार्यक्रम आजलाई यही सकिन्छ. क्यामेरामा साथ दिने मेरो पत्नी कविलाई पनि धन्यवाद दिँदै कार्यक्रमबाट बिदा हुन्छौँ. नमस्कार. ओम.
The Secrets of Life with Suvas Agam.